Alright guys, welcome back to the Untrained Unprofessional Workbench. I'm Nobody, and I want to thank you for watching the channel. And today we're going to do something just a little bit different. This box should look a little bit familiar. The only difference is that this is actually the 4¼ inch barrel version of the Prodigy. I bought this at the same time that I bought the 5-inch, and it's been basically just sitting in my gun safe. So I haven't done anything with it since I was handling it at the gun store. So we are going to go in a different direction with this one. And instead of me going through and breaking it down on the workbench and polishing and making sure everything fits nice, I'm going to go ahead and just do a clean. I'm not going to, or I guess I should say a clean and a lube. I'm not going to examine anything on it. I'm not going to touch the feed lips. I'm going to see how this one will perform out at the range before we even start doing anything with it. So I'll go ahead and fast forward through all the cleaning process, and then I am going to basically lock up the case, and next time it will be unlocked is at the range. So, enjoy. So, made it out to the Untrained Unprofessional range and realized that I forgot my bolt cutters, because I was going to do something kind of dramatic and cut this off like, ooh, there's no way you could get into it. Well, in reality, since I had the key broken off inside, I was able to take my knife and just use the tip and pry it open. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to get set up for 250 rounds of PMC Bronze. So it's the stuff that I've been shooting the last videos, and this is the 115 grain full metal jacket. So it's been doing well in the 5-inch Prodigy. So we'll see how it goes today in the 4¼ Okay guys, so getting ready to make some first shots, but I want to give you a couple of impressions that I've had in just a short amount of time since just loading magazines and the once or twice that I've manipulated the slide. It almost wants to hang up, but it doesn't feel like it has that same sharp burr like I had on my 5-inch. So just a little bit of break-in is probably all it's going to need, hopefully. On the magazines themselves, night and day difference compared to the ones that came with my 5-inch Prodigy. The ones that came with the 4¼ nice and smooth feed lips, no issues. I wasn't feeling the brass drag along any sharp corners or anything like that. So, great news. Hopefully this becomes a more steady thing that people run into, and for some reason I just happened to get the Prodigy that needed all kinds of stuff to it. So, but just wanted to give you an update on that initially. Let's go ahead and put some of the first rounds through this one. We're going to start with the 17. All right. So far, so good. Grouping seems really nice. So far I'm happy. Let's go ahead and go with the 20 now. That's a good sign. Let's see how it goes. Alright guys, initially, really good. Everything's running really well, very happy with it. This is what I would have expected from the 5-inch Prodigy. I wouldn't have done a video if I would have seen everything coming like this instead of some of the other videos that I saw where people were having failure to feeds. I wouldn't have done anything on the 5-inch Prodigy series. So, but just a quick idea of where the groupings are for all the rounds. And I can't even see my display screen, so hopefully you're in there. So apparently I'm pulling slightly to the left, so I seem to always shoot slightly to the left. Go figure, right-handed shooter. But yeah, everything seems pretty good. Let's go ahead and load up some more mags. Alright guys, so this is round 2. We're gonna go ahead and try what was getting me the last time, and that was just dropping the slide, which I'm gonna do it from here on out and just see how that affects the 4 1/4. So, because it was, like I said, it was the biggest hiccup on the 5-inch Prodigy, and so let's see if I have any issues along these lines. Okay. So far, so good. Okay, gonna start with the 3rd set. I guess I can drop the mag. Yeah. For some reason, it was hanging up there for a second. I don't know if I just wasn't on it or what. I'll have to pay a little more attention to that. Okay, next round, guys. And in case you guys are wondering, I'm not that far away from my targets. I'm only about 7 yards, so I'm not trying to do anything special here other than, one, get a little bit more feedback on my targets versus the steel. The steel just lets me know that I hit it somewhere for the most part, and where the paper targets here are, well, they're keeping me honest. Let's put it that way. So, but I will say, so far, really accurate. I haven't noticed anything really bad other than the magazine issue on the 20 round, but everything is going really well so far. It does track really nice. It has a really good reset, you know, back to point of aim. I'm glad I have it. Look at me, dropping the mag and everything. Good job. Okay, so I'm hanging up. I got, there we go. Not sure why it's hanging up. Seems to be consistent on the 20 on this. I'll look at it. Still feeding. Ah, okay guys, first malfunction. Was on a last round. And it didn't feed all the way. I don't see anything too bad on the brass. Looks like it kind of caught slightly just going up into the chamber. Looks like it's where it kind of dragged. I'm going to save this one. All right, 20 rounds. Ooh, that fits firm. No issues on that. Oh, and it did eject. Maybe not so consistently. Had to pull down on that a little bit. Gonna have to tear it apart, see what's going on with that. Alright guys, so this is the last go through. So got a partial in the 20 and a full 17. Let's finish this out. Now I told you I was doing a 250 rounds fired through it. So far it's only gonna end up at 249 because I'm saving that one that has some stuff on the brass, you know, just so I can show you what's going on. Okay, so I had to break my grip quite a bit for that because I just wasn't getting enough meat. So, but we'll see what's causing it. Another failure. Nope. Was not last round. Okay, timeout. Again, kind of the same pattern as on that other round. I think the top of the feed ramp, right where it goes into the chamber, probably needs a little bit of love. All right, so about 10 rounds left, guys. All right, I will say that I think the return to point of aim feels better on the 425. So right now, I think this one's my favorite, and I don't know if that's just because I haven't really had to do much to it. So, other than try to fire 250 rounds. Okay, so where the magazine is, is where I was standing, and you can see where all the brass ended up going. Fairly consistent, so pretty happy with that. And let's go walk over to the targets. Again, that's about 7 yards, so wasn't really trying for precision, just doing some happy shooting. And as you can see, for the most part, it'd be a bad day for somebody. This target I tend to shoot a little bit faster. This one was on my left, and the group definitely was a little bit bigger. So, but still, pretty darn happy. Alright guys, so that was an attempt at 250 rounds, but actually fired 248. Have my 2 rounds here that had some issues, and when we get back to the workbench, I'll go ahead and show you what is going on. I don't think it's a major deal at all. I think it's just a little bit of polishing, you know, which will take me a couple minutes. I'll probably take longer just trying to clean out the polish than actually polishing. So, but magazines worked great. These are the ones that came with it. I brought my other magazines that I knew were working after I played with them, just in case, but I didn't need them. So one thing that I noticed on these mags that I also noticed on the other mags is on the followers, and when we get back to the bench I'll show you this as well. But it almost seems like the followers are kind of soft. And I say that because right where the round kind of pivots up, it almost looks like it's taking a little gouge out of the plastic. And I'd kind of sanded those smooth, which I didn't show in the previous videos on the 5-inch Prodigy. I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but it's doing it on these, and I don't, again, think it's that big of a deal, but kind of interesting that the followers would be a little soft to just be impacted in that way. So, but like I said, I'll show you the brass, but I would say pretty successful day. So let's get back to the bench. Alright guys, made it back to the untrained unprofessional workbench and kind of looked through a couple things, and I'm going to go over what I found. So first and foremost, I did a field strip on it and kind of looked at the barrel and everything, and it's like for the most part everything looked good. When I separated the slide from the frame, where's my little pointer? Let's see. I got brass shavings right here, so which I did not have that on the 5-inch, and so I started investigating a little bit more into what was going on, and I started looking. I picked handfuls of brass out and was looking at it to see if I can see what's going on, and the only thing that I could find is there were small little glints, and it's kind of hard to see, but it was basically right here on this edge and right on that edge, where I think it was just shaving ever so slightly off of the rim. So I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, if I need to, I could always just break that edge and eliminate that problem most likely. So, but that was the first thing that I noticed. Didn't seem to affect how anything was running. For the 2 failure to feeds that we had, and that was on these 2. Try to hold this up to the camera. If you can see these little horizontal marks where it dragged while it was going up into the chamber. And they're just enough to where, I don't know if you can hear that. That's my fingernail catching on them, so that one's sharp enough to where it's really good to catch. I'm actually shaving a little bit off of my finger right there. So, but that'll be a little bit of polishing, no big deal. I think that's easily solvable. Now, something that I noticed on the 5-inch Prodigy, as long with also this one, is on the followers. You can see where the brass kind of left some marks here. It also did it on the other magazines, and it was actually doing it deep enough to where you can actually feel where it was basically lifting up some of the plastic off of the follower. So, and if I rub my finger over it, I can feel like little tiny shavings on the followers. So I don't know if these are just softer than a standard follower that you get from from like Glock, because I wanted to look at some mags that I have a lot of rounds through. You know, this magazine probably has like 5,000-6,000 rounds through it, and I wanted to see if I could find something similar, and I'm not seeing anything. So I don't know what that's all about. I don't know if it's a big deal. I'm just going to go off of the deal that it's not a big deal. So who knows? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Other than that, I think that's it, guys. You know, it was like, this was a great gun to shoot, and you know, it's like this impression that I have with it, you know, just the feel and the function of it was, I think I might like it more than the 5-inch. So it's like I might have to put some more rounds through it, and, you know, well, through both of them and see. But right now, the 4 1/4 is winning. Just to give you, I'll post it here at the end of the video. But I took trigger pulls off this, haven't cleaned or gone through or polished anything, and you know, it's in the 5 and change area. So a lot better than the 5-inch was, you know, where I started off about 7 pounds 4 ounces and got it down to where right now I did some comparative trigger pull tests, and it was right around 5 pounds 1 ounce. So, but out of the box, straight from the factory, the 4 1/4 is doing really, really well. Very happy, but kind of concerned about the spotty quality control that Springfield has. You know, where I could have one gun that has such big issues and another one that, for the most part, is fine. So, other than doing some break-in stuff. So, that being said, guys, kind of thinking, well, what should we do with this one? I'm almost wondering, taking viewer comments on, you know, different things we can swap out and upgrade this with. So just keep in mind that I'm not rich, I'm not sponsored, I don't have a Patreon or anything like that. So anything we do, let's not break the bank. But let's see if we can do some fun things and see how much nicer we can make this 4 1/4 feel, while the 5-inch will keep it running stock for as long as it'll run stock, and see if we can eventually break it. So put what you suggest down in the comments, and we'll see what the most common things are, and we'll go that route. We'll probably give it maybe a week or so, and I'll decide what to upgrade it with. So thank you very much, guys. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share, and, you know, give me your feedback. I appreciate you guys.